Student loans plague many young adults. In fact, according to the nonprofit ASA, American Student Assistance, student debt affects nearly 15 million Americans under the age of 30.
Having to pay back tens of thousands of dollars after graduation can be stressful and scary. But one local man says, thanks to social media, he was lucky to find out the light at the end of the tunnel. And Nathan Havey is here with Channel 2's Marty Glazer to tell us his story.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheila and David. And good morning, Nathan. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, 1 year after starting your own social media blog, Nathan, you now have your own consulting group and you are debt-free.
That's right.
So tell me about the process.
Well, sure. It started in October of 2010. I had just gotten laid off from a job, and I didn't want to be stressed about how I was going to pay rent. So I thought that I would play a bigger game and think that I was going to try and pay off all of my student loans, $60,000, in the next 80 weeks, which were the 80 weeks before my 30th birthday.
And so tell me how you got here, how you got from there to here now.
Sure. So I started by declaring the game and by thinking of all the different ways, all the different things I could do to pay off the student loans. Things like working as a clown, which I have done in the past, ballroom dance lessons, social media consulting.
I'm going to make you teach me some ballroom lessons now before we leave.
We can totally do that.
Okay.
That'll be good. But it just sort of brainstormed everything, tried a whole bunch of different things, and what ended up working was social media consulting. So 14 weeks into the 80-week game, I was making enough to pay rent, and I just kind of kept on going until my 30th birthday.
Now, on your blog, you also posted a performance of your Arctic entries. Now, let's take a look at that.
Right, or when you're not satisfied with the way something is going, it's because you aren't playing a big enough game. So you got to play a bigger game, and then the thing that you were stressed out about is nothing. It's a non-issue, right? So that's kind of how I decided to get myself into a thing called 80 till 30. So here's the game. I need to make money to pay rent. Big problem. Bigger problem, I want to be debt-free by my 30th birthday. Woo! I have $60,000 in student loan debt, and there are 80 weeks until I turn 30. Okay, that's a big game. That's good. So 80 till...
So obviously you got a lot of laughs.
Yes.
Well, how is this venue helpful?
Well, what was happening there is that was in week 76 of the 80-week game, and my business had started to take off. I had a half a dozen Anchorage businesses hire me to do websites and videos for them, and you know, Arctic Entries, there's 300 people in the room. So I thought if I told my story there and put a little pitch in for business at the end, maybe something would come of it.
Did anything come of it?
No. Oh. But Arctic Entries did have me join their board, and I did give them a new website, and I've been managing their social media.
So now here's the main question. Did you win the game?
No. I failed. By my 30th birthday, I had only paid $25,000 of the student loans. That's pretty good, but it wasn't the game. So no, I didn't win.
So who is this donor? At what week did this donor come out of the woodworks and tell us about it?
So when I lost, I kind of declared that I was going to continue playing until the game was done, regardless of how long it would take. And on the 4th of July, 2012, week 88, I got a phone call from somebody that I had never met who offered to pay the remaining balance of my loans. They said that they were really inspired by the blog, they had just come into some money, and they'd like to do it for me.
So what is the lesson you're trying to teach everybody?
Well, I think the big lesson is if you put out what you want on social media, there can be really amazing things that happen. Sometimes you can plan for it, and sometimes things come out of the woodwork that you could never plan for, and that's really some of the power of social media. If you genuinely put your message out there, there's really cool things that can happen.
Well, I know that you also took everyone on vacation with you. We'll quickly touch on that because we're running out of time. But why did you decide to take the viewers on vacation with you? Because that's not actually telling them how you're making your money.
No, it's not. But it is telling them genuinely what's happening. So a lot of people think that you've got to be, you know, very businessy all the time. And one of the things I learned about my personal message and one of the things that a lot of business owners can learn is that if you share yourself genuinely and completely, that's really what works on social media.
Fantastic. You have an upcoming workshop that is coming up. Tell everybody about that.
Sure. It's on August 5th. It is called Break Through the Noise, and you can learn about it if you Google Break Through the Noise AK. We've got 4 sessions that are $75 a piece. I'm bringing my whole team up to Alaska, and it's going to be a very valuable opportunity for small and medium business owners and the nonprofit community.
Fantastic. Well, that's all the time we have for now, so thank you so much for joining us, and now back to Sheila and David.
Pretty inspiring and pretty good points.